Welcome back to Unsolicited Relationship Advice. My name's Eliana Camargo and I'm the Healing Fairy, and we're going to be reading posts on Reddit asking for love advice, so it's not actually all unsolicited after all. I have my laptop down here, so let's jump straight into the tea. My girlfriend, female 26, went on a trip and came back acting different and more to me. Okay, without even reading the rest, I think she cheated on you. Like straight up. It's such a common thing when people go away on vacation. It's like they get into this different mode where the rules do not apply anymore. The rules of love and relationships don't apply, and they feel justified in their cheating. Or maybe not justified, but like, I have seen this time and time again. Not to contribute to people's trust issues if this is one of your fears, because there's plenty of good people out there who can go on vacations and don't have a single thought of cheating. Or even if they did, like, they can withhold themselves and act like decent human beings and not cheat. But it's such a common thing. So let's keep reading. Let's see if that's what's happening. Long story short, she got back about 2 weeks ago from a destination wedding and was acting pretty distant. Yeah, I think she's cheating. She finally talked about a week later about how she had been shown attention from an individual at the wedding. She says nothing happened outside of conversation, and I trust to believe that. I don't trust to believe that. Why did she feel so compelled to tell you 2 weeks later of like, oh, this individual showed me attention? That's all that happened. No, I'm not buying it. I also noticed she had changed her phone's passcode, which she hasn't done in the years we've been dating, and had a pretty valid excuse for it, but I'm still hesitant to believe it due to the situation at hand. So you said you trust to believe her, but now you're struggling to trust and believe her. Yeah, no, straight up. She did not just brush off the attention that she got from this guy. She's still talking to him. And that's why she changed her phone password. Straight up. I want to know if she gave him the new password or she just had a valid excuse of why she changed it and now he doesn't have it anymore. Let's keep reading. Then I asked this week if this individual had reached out to her or anything like that. She said he follows her on social media and he will like her stories and posts. Then today she asked me if I had messaged him. I had not and have no idea who he is to even do that. And she confesses that she noticed he had blocked her on social media and she was confused on why and was freaking out a bit. Why is she freaking out that some random dude that she met at a wedding who's simping after her suddenly blocked her? Doesn't seem like something she should be that concerned about. Or even notice, to be honest. Like, I wouldn't notice if some dude who simps after me blocked me. I would not notice, I can promise you that. I said I needed some space and I'm not staying at home tonight because of all this in order to process it. I'm not sure where to go from here. We've been together for years now and have pets together. It's like when people say they have kids together, it makes it more difficult, but they have pets together. Oh no. We live together and have built a life together, but I just feel like emotionally she's moving on rapidly, but still wants to be with me. I mentioned to her on our first conversation about this, how if she ever feels the need to move on to some other desire or relationship, to just tell me, and that hasn't gotten anywhere. It's not that simple, bruh. Cheaters don't just straight up tell you. There's a lot more emotionally going on. You can't just expect like, oh, well, I asked them to tell me, so... Not how cheaters operate. Don't know what to do or discuss with her next. Any advice on this? Or has anyone experienced anything similar? Oh, this sucks. It does. That's the hard thing, is I don't know what you're supposed to do when you fear that someone's cheating on you and you bring it up to them, but they keep downplaying it. What do you do at that point? Do you just break up based off the hunch that you have? Do you keep pressing the issue? I mean, obviously, my advice to everybody, whenever you're having relationship issues, is to get relationship counseling. Everyone needs to, and especially in a situation like this, if you're having trust issues and she's not confessing to cheating, definitely counseling is needed. I guess what I would do is straight up tell her that I feel like there's something more going on. I feel like there's something you're withholding from me. The way you've been talking about this guy and interacting with him is a little bit strange and out of character, and especially for him just being some random dude. Like, why'd you wait 2 weeks to tell me, and then why are you freaked out that he blocked you? And I would express that it does seem like something extra is going on. Everyone has their own opinions on whether or not cheating is an ultimate deal breaker. I don't think it necessarily has to be where if someone cheats, that it's just immediately you have to break up. I think it depends on the circumstance. And there are definitely times where you can overcome it, because the root of cheating is always because something is lacking either within the relationship or within yourself. And some people are so unconscious, they're not aware that the reason they're developing feelings for someone else is actually rooted in something lacking in their life. And so oftentimes it can be a learning lesson of a moment of like, shoot, I royally screwed up. Let me step back and figure out why I did this, what's missing, how do we fix this? How do we fix the root cause of what is emotionally lacking that makes me want to seek attention from other people, and use that to build a stronger relationship with your current partner. But I also completely understand if cheating is a deal breaker for somebody and you don't even want to come back from it, you don't want the opportunity for growth or to give someone a second chance, that's 100% valid. You never have to take a cheater back. So if I were OP, I would figure out within myself, are you someone who can forgive cheating and overcome it? Or is it a deal breaker? And I think that will kind of lead where to go from there. Definitely express your concerns with her and be like, something's not right. And then relationship counseling and kind of go from there. But let's see what the comments have to say. Sounds like she wanted more to happen, was actively encouraging it, and he just found out she was already in a relationship and did the right thing. That's also why I think he blocked her, is he saw that she was in a relationship, and so he was like, oh, this is uncouth. Considering that she asked you if you contacted this guy after he blocked her, that says to me she never disclosed your existence to him. He probably found out from someone who was at the wedding that knew them both, or from going through her social media. Well, good luck to him. But I 100% think she's cheating, was trying to cheat, emotionally cheating, crossed some kind of line. 100%. Next post. I, 20 male, got my girlfriend's 23 female pregnant. Hello, first time poster here. I recently, as the title states it, got my girlfriend pregnant. Congratulations, sir. I know he's not looking for congratulations, but I had to. She is currently on the pill, and the one time we had unprotected sex is probably the culprit for the situation, which if it is, I take the blame completely. If important, I have met her parents like she has met mine, and both families are content with ourselves being together. And although we've been dating for 6 months, have our ups and downs, in 6 months we've already had ups and downs. Y'all should be in the honeymoon stage, sir. We've always had excellent communication skills between each other. I'm aware we've only been dating for a short month. However, I'm positive this is the woman I plan to spend the rest of my life with. We've spoken about our options in terms of abortion and keeping it. It's barely around the first or second week, yet we found out about it 2 days ago. I highly doubt you know that she's pregnant 1 week into pregnancy. Pregnancy tests don't even, wait, how long does it take a pregnancy test? Sometimes a pregnancy test can work as early as 10 days. I was not aware of that. I'm the dumb one here. Okay, you learn new things every day. So they found out immediately. My girlfriend is a graduated marketing major actively seeking a job. And myself, I am still in school following software engineering, going into my junior year with an internship at GE as a software engineer in the spring. My girlfriend is set on keeping it, and to which I am not opposed, although I prefer not to due to the financial aspect and me coming from an unplanned pregnancy myself, and I wouldn't want that on my child. I've told her that in the end, I respect her decision as it's not my body, and I'm completely supportive of her own decision. We love a man like that, not trying to force someone into getting an abortion if they don't want to. And whatever the outcome is, she can count on me to stay, because she gave me the option to leave as she doesn't want to ruin all the plans and dreams I have. A little bit of a red flag. Why is she trying to push you out of her life? I mean, it might be just kind of like a fearful avoidant thing that she's like trying to test if he's actually committed to her. But like, why is she trying to push you away? It's weird. To which I responded with the obvious, that's out of the question. To which she smiled at me, shivering, and thanked me. To which she smiled at me, shivering, and thanked me. I don't know what he means by shivering there, but it does seem like it was kind of a test, so that's good. Although we'll be seeing a doctor to get confirmation and also get some advice, I'm aware my life will get 10 times harder with a child. My anxiety comes with the explanation to parents, both mine and hers, and everything about what could happen and if I won't be able to provide a life worth living. But it's the explanation to my parents that I got my girlfriend pregnant and on complete accident despite precautions being taken. I'm scared my parents will not accept her and disapprove of us immediately and vice versa with her parents. Or to make terms simpler, I'm scared of the outcome of breaking the news to them. Thank you in advance. In all honesty, a part of me smiles at the thought of having a mini us. I know it's my girlfriend's biggest dream to become a mom, but at the same time, I feel completely lost. Possibly because I'm a junior in college and I feel like I'm not capable. Does anybody have any similar experiences or have any advice on going about the situation? Well, I do not have similar experiences, as I luckily have never had a pregnancy scare, and I am 27 years old and do not want kids anytime soon. So if I were in the situation, I would get an abortion. The advice he's looking for is how to break the news to his parents. You sit them down at dinner and you tell them, we're pregnant, and you seem excited about it. That's the important part, is don't be like, okay, so I have some news. We accidentally got pregnant. Like, try to make it seem like a positive, happy thing, because obviously, clearly it seems like they're kind of excited about this, and even though he's scared, as everybody is when they become a parent for the first time, it seems like they're excited about it, which is beautiful and amazing, and he sees a future with her, so it's great. And what did he say about, so I've met her parents and they've met mine, and both families are content with ourselves being together. What does that mean? They're content. Well, clearly they're not going to disown you or her. They're already content with your relationship. They don't have any objections. And now she's pregnant. I feel like they're especially going to be like, okay, now it's your responsibility to step up and be a little bit more committed in her life. I don't think they're going to see a big issue with it. And after all, sometimes I feel like people get pregnant because it's the baby's time to come onto Earth. I feel like sometimes the souls of our babies choose when they want to be on Earth, and they come a little bit early or they come later than expected. If it was a baby created out of love, I think that's a beautiful thing. And so, yeah, I don't think you have to be too scared about it. Just at dinner, sit your family down, tell them, but like, be excited about it and be like, this baby was made out of love and the timing was unexpected, but we feel like we can handle this, and so we would love your support in supporting us with this decision of keeping the baby. Let's see what the comments have to say. OP, I remember what it's like to be young and optimistic. That's not a bad thing. As the man, unfortunately, you don't have a lot of choices at this point. I would suggest you and your girlfriend sit down and plan out what the next 5 years will look like. In a year, you'll still be in school, hopefully. Who will work? Where will the money come from? Will it be enough? Can you afford rent and daycare? How much day-to-day help, not just emotional support, can you count on from your parents? Budget this out. I think it's great that you're looking into other people's experiences. Keep doing that. Money isn't everything, but being able to afford a decent life is literally life-changing. You can literally be a different person if you're not stressed out about where money is coming from all the time. Having a kid can be great, but it takes a lot of preparation. Best of luck. I love this. Yes, I don't know how I didn't also give this advice. I am Miss Budgeting, the queen of budgeting. That's huge advice that I give everybody, and I help everyone in my life create a budget. So this practical advice is beautiful and amazing and very necessary to like get the concrete plan of like, okay, how are we gonna raise this kid next year while OP is finishing school, and then maternity leave for the girlfriend will be more of a financial struggle and puzzle of trying to figure out how to make that happen. But I think once he has his degree, and if she goes back to work as well, whether it's part-time or whatever, I feel like they'll be doing fine financially. Fingers crossed for them. But I think it's just the immediate finances that they need to figure out. Well, anyway, best of luck to them. Moving on to hopefully something a little bit more exciting than that one. My female 23, fiance's male 25 graduation party for his master's might be my deal breaker. Ooh, okay, I want to know the tea. What's going on here? Fiance told me not to invite a family to his graduation party because their son, Jason, came out as gay. Jason and his family are invited to our wedding because he said a wedding was an us thing compared to the graduation that was a him thing? The fuck? Here's what I want to know. She said that Jason and his family are invited to the wedding because that's an us thing compared to the graduation, which is a him thing. Is it just Jason that's not invited to the graduation, or is it Jason and family? Because that could make sense. It's the fiance's graduation, so why would his partner's family come to his graduation, you know? Like, usually there's limited tickets, so you keep it to like the immediate people. In which case, I don't think it has anything to do with Jason being gay. But if the rest of the family's invited, but Jason's not, okay, yeah, 100% break up. Let's continue reading. We met in college and decided to not get married until we graduate to focus on our studies, as we've been dating for 4 years. He proposed to me during his last semester of his master's program, and he's studying to become a teacher. I graduated with my bachelor's not too long ago, but his graduation party is showing a side of him that I believe to be a deal breaker. His graduation party, not the graduation itself. Graduation party will be held at his father's, who has a pretty big backyard, and many of the people from our wedding will be going. However, unlike our wedding invitation list, he said he didn't want to invite Jason, fake name, and his parents because he recently came out as gay. And that led to a conversation. So he literally said, I don't want to invite Jason and his parents because he recently came out as gay. Like he spelled those words out. That's pretty fucked up. Imagine being so forthright with your prejudice and homophobia. Anyway, let's keep reading. Jason and his parents were invited to our wedding, so that made me ask why he didn't want them at the graduation. He said that the wedding was an us thing and that he was willing to compromise because it was our wedding. But when it came to graduation, he said it was a him thing because he was the one who graduated. So he didn't want to have to compromise because he did the schoolwork. When I asked what he meant by compromise, he said he'd tolerate Jason at our wedding because that's what couples do. Oh my God, but the graduation was about him. When I asked if he'd support potential future children that came out, he said he'd tolerate it for me, although he disagreed with it. How do you tolerate your children because your spouse is okay with their literal existence? I cannot. I wouldn't even come to Reddit with this. I would just straight up break up. Maybe they're just looking for her emotional support in the decision. Let's continue reading. It is my fault for not asking that question earlier before we became engaged. Yeah, that is weird. That shouldn't be a question that you should ask. I feel like in 4 years of dating, it would become pretty clear if someone was homophobic and what their beliefs were on that. But he made his stance clear. He said he'd be more distant to a child that turned out to be gay and would probably let me do more of the parenting if so. He's always been a gentleman and amazing to me. Quite a gentleman. Hates the gays. But he grew up religious. Parents were Christians. Although he said he's not anymore. So then why do you care about what the Bible has to say? I don't think we have a future after he said he would distance himself from a child who came out and leave it to me. And I just want to ask how to tell him so. I'm thinking another conversation like we had, but I want to ask for the best way to go about it. What would be the best way to tell him that I don't think we have a future together given his stance? Just like any other breakup, you sit down, you're like, hey babe, we gotta talk. And then you feel the drop in your stomach and they feel the drop in their stomach and they're like, oh shit, what's this talk gonna be about? And then you say, I've been thinking, I don't think we should continue with our engagement. I think we should break up. You're amazing and a gentleman and all these things, but you're a fucking homophobe. And I don't want to marry a homophobe, rightfully so. So, I can't see a future with you. You would disown our child, essentially, if he was gay, or she, or whoever. And I don't want to marry someone who's bigoted like that. So, I'm sorry. I've enjoyed our 4 years together, but this is where it ends. I wish you all the luck with your future endeavors, and thank you next. That's how you do it. That actually broke my heart a little. He would tolerate the child. Man, let's be real. Your boyfriend, fiance, is homophobic. If I had to guess, the rest of his family may be too. I could not imagine having a child with a man that could hurt their child that deeply. I wouldn't marry him either. I guess you just need to say something like, I'm sorry, but I don't think you and I should get married. After our conversation about Jason, that linked to how you would treat one of our children if they came out gay, I have come to realize that you and I have very different values and views. I would not be okay with how you intend to handle things. I'm not okay with any of that, actually. He can reply and try to backtrack, but I'm glad you found this out before you married him. And OP replies, really appreciate how you spelled that out. I'll try my best to be precise when I talk to him. It just really hurt when he said it too, because he was so firm in how he said it and literally said he'd leave the parenting of the future gay children to me. Yeah, no. I am so grateful that the OP is not asking for what she should do. She's literally asking for how do I break up with him? Because I'm going to. And just, I applaud her for having such great morals and sticking with them. I wish her all of the luck with her future heartbreak and finding someone who is so much better for her in the future. Okay, moving on, next post. My 35 female boyfriend, 40 male, has anger issues and called me names. Break up with him. Next post. I'm just kidding. I read stuff like this and I'm like, why are you, I don't know, dating anyone with anger issues is such an immediate turnoff. I would not go past a couple dates, or whenever they came up, I would just be like, okay, thank you, next. My boyfriend gets easily annoyed at everything, even on simple things. The simplest of the simple he will get angry at. When there's an argument between the two of us, he won't stick to the issue at hand, but rather starts calling me names like, I'm not gonna read that on YouTube, but you can read it on the screen right here. I asked him a million times to not say that about me. I asked in a nice way and sometimes in a harsh way. I also threaten him that I'll break up with him if he continues to degrade me. Obviously, I am still with him. Your threats are empty, my darling. You should just do it. He will never apologize after those name calling and even the fight subside. No apologies at all. I'm sick and tired of him treating me like this, but of course, I love him. But I love him. How do I handle this? Honey, by breaking up with him, not threatening to, just leave. Freaking leave his ass. Okay, edit. We broke up a couple times and he promised to change. He never does. He said he will go on counseling. So far, he went on 1 session. Edit. He also has a drinking problem. He is a functioning alcoholic. Why are you with an alcoholic with anger issues? Like, do you not have any self-respect? Are you that desperate and lonely that you would rather be touched every night by an alcoholic than to be alone? Like, I don't. Someone breathes wrong on the first date and I break up with them. Okay, the last edit. Now that I am typing all these, I can see and hear myself now. I am better than this. Yes, queen, honey, you are better than this. You are so better than being with him. And I really, really, really hope that getting this all out on the internet and reading some of these comments, hopefully that are also encouraging her to break up with him, I hope she gets the courage and the bravery to break up. I know that it's hard, especially if you have an anxious attachment style. It's so easy to be codependent and need somebody in your life. And I know I was joking about that earlier of like how we'd really rather be with this person than be alone. And for many people, the answer is yes. Get a good support team, get a therapist to help you with this, and break up with him! Break up! Yesterday! Let's read the comments though. So follow through and break up with him. No one speaks that way to people they care about. You break up for good or accept that you're settling for an abuser. Those are your options. Please don't settle for abuse. That bit where you threaten to break up with him if he continues to call you names, do that. 100%, 100%. Well, that's it for this video. We're gonna call it there. Thank you so much for watching this solicited, unsolicited relationship advice. If you want even more tea and to hear some more Reddit relationship advice stories, you can watch this video right over here. But until next time, I'm sending you so much love. Bye.